Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad to have you here today. Sometimes things don't go our way. Sometimes we find ourselves fired, or we find ourselves with no job, or maybe we even quit our job. So many different things can happen. Maybe there is a crisis in the industry and we get laid off, for economic reasons. Things happen. What will determine your success against your failure is how do you handle things that happen to you. Two people, same situation, different outcomes. The only difference will be their attitude and what steps they will take in their career. So if you find yourself with no job just suddenly because maybe there's a crisis, then this video is for you. Or if you're contemplating that possibility because with all this pandemic, everything crazy happening, anything can happen, then you need to prepare yourself to make sure that you can handle it right. So I'm going to talk to you about 5 ways, 5 things to do if you lose your job, right? Especially if you hadn't planned it. I'm just stupid. What am I talking about? You never planned that you will lose your job. If you knew, right, you wouldn't have lost it. You would have found another one. Yeah, sorry about this. But anyway, if you find yourself in this situation, then you are a genius, right? But I'm not a genius. That's why I just I got confused, but let's come back to it. Don't listen to me sometimes. I just get confused, right? Let's come back to it. The 5 things that you need to do if you got laid off, right? And the first thing that you need to do is you have to take time to get over it. Acknowledge your emotions. You will get frustrated. I got laid off because of a crisis in an industry. And I was frustrated, I was angry, and I started telling myself that they really didn't, recognize, and they were not grateful because I put in a lot of effort, a lot of time, I sacrificed a lot for the company, and they still laid me off, right? And I wasn't really happy. I was very, very angry, I remember. And it's normal for you to be. But when you're in that space, when you're not positive, when you don't think clearly, you will never find a solution to your problem, which is to find another job, right? To find a way to create an income. So the first thing to do is to get over it. Acknowledge your emotions and do everything you can to stop blaming yourself and to move on. That's the first step. If you are rock bottom, if you feel like your life is about to end, you will not be creative. You will not find great ideas. You will not be able to think clearly the situation through and to start looking at the steps that you need to take. So that's the first thing for you, is to get over it emotionally. Sometimes maybe you need to take a time off. Maybe you need to start exercising, right? People are different, but find ways. Maybe you need to talk to other people and find ways to get over it, right? And stop blaming yourself and let go. That's the first thing. Find the things that work for you. For me, for example, what worked is I didn't, have a lot of time in my job. So I took time off. I was able to do the things that I couldn't do. For example, I was going for a walk at 10 a.m. And sometimes I was going into the city and I was just, walking and, window shopping, things that I couldn't do when I was doing my job, right? Or I could go to the movie just like that, right? Things like that. Or I could just sleep during the day, right? Or I could just watch a movie. Those things made me feel good because I was like, okay, there's something good in this situation. So I just did it. So find yourself. Find what you want to do, right? But let go and stop blaming yourself. You couldn't have done something different, right? It's so easy to feel like you could do something different. It's so easy to feel like you've done something wrong, but sometimes it's not you the problem. Sometimes it may be your boss, sometimes it's the industry, but it's not you. Stop blaming yourself or over blaming yourself, because it's not going to help you. You're not going to get your job back. You need to shift the perspective and let go of that, right? That's the first thing and the first step. And if you're not able to do that, things won't go a better way. So that's the first thing. The second thing that you need to do then is, now you need to look at the bright side, to shift perspective. So list at least 50 reasons why what happened to you is good. And this will be very difficult, but you need to list 50 reasons. I already told you a few reasons. For example, like, now you have time to exercise, to get back on your health, so that you get your health back on track. So this is an opportunity, right? Another opportunity might be you never had time for your family. Now you have time for your family, maybe for your kids. Then you do it. Another opportunity might be you never had time to think about what you loved. Maybe you didn't love your job. So maybe it's a time for you to reflect on what you had. Maybe it's time for you to rethink about your career. You never thought about it. You just started your career and looking for promotion after promotion. Maybe it's time now to look at what you really love to do. List 50 reasons. And there might be reasons why it might be like an opportunity of, this is a good situation because I am able to be at home during daytime because you were never home. That's also another opportunity. List 50 things, even the minus, the little things. Maybe your wife or your husband will take care of you a bit better because, they want to comfort you. This is a good reason, right? This is an opportunity as well. Things that you didn't have. Find those reasons, right? Because it will help you become positive. If you don't change your mindset, if you don't change your perspective and you become positive, it's going to be very difficult to attract positive things in your life. And at that moment, you need as many positive things as possible. You will agree with me, right? You don't want another bad thing to happen to you. So start being positive. Start attract positivity in your life when you're in that situation. It's very important, right? The other thing that you need to do, the third thing that you need to do is you need to prepare your narrative and prepare your speech, prepare how you will present the situation, prepare how you will present yourself in that situation, prepare how you will communicate, around the situation. Because once you're positive, now it's time for you to start looking at your next steps, right? And when you look at your next steps, it's very important to understand how you will communicate what happened. Maybe it was a crisis in the industry, so you need to communicate that in a way that, right, it wasn't your fault, right? It wasn't the fact that you're not competent enough. It wasn't the fact that you're not skilled. It was just the industry downturn, right? And other recruiters or people, your network can understand it, right? Or maybe you got fired, but maybe you can communicate it in a way that you show that, right, it's maybe because you weren't aligned with the company, or maybe because you had a problem with the boss. You find a way to communicate it, to show that, right, you reflected on it, and maybe it's also maybe the lessons that you learn from it, right, that will make you a better professional. Also, there are many different ways you can actually shift the mindset on what happened, right, and to communicate it so that the question, when it comes up, you don't feel awkward. You need to prepare for it, right? The fourth thing that you need to do, once you've prepared your narrative, you prepared what you're going to tell people, you start telling people, you tell your network, you start networking again, and you need to tell them that you are available. You need to tell them that you are ready to work. You need to tell them that you are skilled. You need to focus on your competencies. You need to focus on your skills, on your experience. And you need to tell people about it. People, that you are available. If people don't know that you're looking for a job, how will you have the opportunities? Maybe you have someone in your network that always wanted to work with you, and now you have that opportunity. Once you come with them with that positive narrative, right, you've created your story now, and you tell them, maybe that will be the opportunity that you were looking for. So don't be shy, don't stay. I know it's a difficult period when you don't have a job, when you feel like, people will judge you, right? Or people will laugh at you. But you have to communicate. If you don't tell people that you are available, no one will come to you if they have an opportunity. I know as well that in some, in some places, or maybe around your friends, if you have people who are jealous of you, they might laugh at you, but it doesn't matter. There's one thing that I learned in life is the fear of judgment is the killer of all dreams. If you fear to be judged, you will never attempt to do anything. So this is something that you should ban from your life. If they laugh, it doesn't change anything with you, right? But if, because you are expressing yourself, you have someone who's actually thinking about you for a job that they always wanted you in, who cares about what other people think, right? Whatever you care about is reaching your objective, and your objective when you lost your job is definitely to get a new job, maybe even a better job. Sometimes it's even an opportunity for you to get to a next level. Because it happened to me when I lost my job. I got to the next level because I created a narrative for myself, right? And I started networking, and I started even networking in a different way, in a creative way, because I was in that positive mindset, because I realized and I believe that that loss of my job was happening for me, not against me, but for me. It was time for me to level up. It was time for me to change my positioning in the market. It was time for me to look at my vision long term. And that happened for me. This is why it's so important for you to list the 50 reasons, right? This is why it's so important for you to shift your perspective. This is why it's so important for you to be in that mindset. I know sometimes people will tell you positivity, oh, I am a Buddha. It's not a Buddha thing, right? But you attract positive people when you are positive. That's just the way it is. So don't be negative. Life doesn't happen for people who are negative. I'm telling you, right? Maybe try it for 30 days. You will see all the bad things that will happen to you. I'm sure you will come back to me and tell, hey, Arthur, you were right. I know I'm right. In this case, I know I'm right. Don't be negative. Be positive, and you will see what happens to you. So that's the fourth step that I wanted you to take, is tell people, tell your network that you are valuable. Then the last thing now is you need to work on your personal development. This is an opportunity for you to grow. Maybe take some trainings, look around, and maybe look at some courses. You will find ways to develop yourself. You have time. Use that time. That's the sign of leaders. That's the sign of, successful people. That's what top performers do. They develop themselves. And if now you have time to do it, you do it, because it will even show when you talk to another recruiter. You can even tell that story about the fact that now you had time and you decided to start developing again. This is a powerful way to turn the situation around. It worked for me perfectly, right? So those are the things that I wanted to share with you. So if you are in this situation and you need some help, because there are many different ways to approach this, and every person is unique with different sets of skills, set of strengths, different industries, and also you need to consider the industry dynamics at the time, right? If it's a crisis or if it's the coronavirus, it's not the same thing, right? If you need help with that, I put a link below this video. Just book a call with me. I can help you on that. Don't stay on your own. Don't go and ask for people who don't have experience with that, because they will tell you so many different things and you will lose time. You will get frustrated because things are not working. You will start being scared that you will never find a job again. And when you in that situation, time is of essence, because the more you stay out of job, the more questions you will have when you try to find a new job. So click on the link below and get a call with me, and I can help you with that. But for now, if you like this video, I just want you to hit the subscribe button and also the like button, and even you can share with someone, right? Because I want us to create that family of successful people, family of top performers, family of successful people in their careers, right? Because it's always good to be around successful people. It's always positive vibe, right? You know, when you're successful, you're smiling. But when you're not successful, you're, I don't like life. I don't like life. So success is good, right? So anyway, I leave you to that. I talk too much sometimes, but I love this topic, right? So I can talk years and years and years about this. But, you know, if you want to talk to me, there's a link below this video. You know, don't hesitate. Just book a call with me and I can set you up, or someone on my team will set you up, and we can start working together so that you can get back on track and get to where you need to be, get to fulfill your true potential. I talk to you somewhere later. Bye-bye.